Hello everyone and welcome to my YouTube channel. It's your favorite Dave's persona here. There's something really important I would like to talk about today, but before I do so, I'd like you to watch this video.
If you are not careful as a married couple, when the season changes from when we are both single to when we start having kids, most mothers begin to give more attention. This is their instincts, I'm telling you. They give more attention to the kids. Many marriages have cracked once kids came. The instinct that kicks in is the motherhood instinct, which heightens their sense of security and protection. So they start giving all the attention to the children and they neglect the man. That's where most men go astray, because the wife is giving little or zero attention. My wife too did that to me. I know she was surprised, but I'll say it, honey, don't worry. This girl was the coolest.
So, many of you may not really understand what this man of God is talking about, but couples know that period, or the period after childbirth, is really a trying phase, especially for the man, especially for the husband. It is a really tough period. Now, this is because the woman tends to release hormones during pregnancy and after childbirth that helps her bond more with the baby. Oxytocin, which is known as the love hormone or the bond hormone, is released in large quantities in the woman's body, which helps her to bond more with the baby. Therefore, she doesn't give much attention to the husband again. Now, this makes the husband feels less loved. Of course, what is love without attention? So he feels less loved, and intimacy is also a bit reduced in most cases drastically in that first few months after childbirth for the woman. Now, if you listen attentively to what the man of God said, he said you need to be very careful, because if you're not careful, this can break your marriage. It can put a crack in your marriage. Now, these are my few cents on how to go about handling this period peacefully without putting a crack in your marriage. Now, first and foremost, the husband and the wife have a role to play in this season. Now, I'll be talking about the roles the man has to play. Now, first and foremost, he has to understand that this is natural. This is a natural phenomenon. Whatever it is that the wife is facing is natural, and it isn't like she doesn't actually love him anymore. It is just that this is how she's built. This is how her body works. Now, if he understands this, every other thing can be easier for him. He will love her more. He will be there to support her. Now, once you understand that, everything follows. The next step is for you to be supportive during this phase. When she's awake during the night trying to tend to the baby, you also need to be awake. Because if she sees you sleeping and she's being stressed by the baby, awake all night trying to make the baby sleep, and it's like you don't care, you're sleeping, it makes her feel irritable towards you. You understand? But when you're awake, you give her that support, you try to support her, tell her to relax, you sleep or sing the baby to sleep while she's sleeping and relaxing. You tend to build that bond with her as well. So you need to be more supportive in this phase, and you need to tend and care for her also in this phase to win her heart and to get her attention as well. This way, you people will have a lot of things to discuss. There's a way you people will easily have conversations, talk about things as couples. Now, for the woman, you need to consciously try your best to give your man attention, despite the stress coming from the baby, despite the bond you have with the baby. You need to understand first and foremost that he is more important. In fact, he is most important. Not like the baby is not important, but in terms of rating, the husband is more important than the baby. Because tomorrow that baby will become an adult, and definitely he will. If he's a boy, he will also get married and lead his own family. If it's a girl, she will also get married and lead her own family. But you and your husband will remain in the same house. So you need to know that he is more important than the baby, and you need to consciously try your best to give him attention. So that way, it will be easier for both of you to sail through this phase of marriage. I hope you people understand what I'm trying to say. Stay tuned and expect more videos from this channel.